Welcome to this video about planning wraparound support and pupil self-care strategies to reduce the risk of EBSA, Part 3 of 3. Self-care strategies. There are a wide range of techniques that pupils can use to improve their overall well-being and manage anxious feelings when they experience them. Here are just a few examples. Calming exercises, practice breathing, grounding, distraction, relaxation, mindfulness, and visualization exercises. Worry box. Designate a worry time for each day, write it down, post it into a box, close the lid, and try not to give any more time to worry about the anxiety during that day. Journal. Identify one thing that has gone well at school each day, recording this visually in a book or chart to be referred to later. In all cases, pupils need some, at least initial, adult support to learn about these strategies and how to use them. This type of planned and staffed work is an intervention and will be the focus of following videos. What if coping strategy references? It can be helpful for some pupils to have easy reference to specific coping strategies that they can use in situations where it's anticipated that they'll feel anxious, triggering EBSA thoughts and behaviours. A what-if card, perhaps on a keyring, lists a few main situations which can be potentially triggering. For each situation, there will be a small list of coping strategies that they can use to try to feel calmer. Visuals to support communication. Some pupils might benefit from reliable access to other types of visual prompts to help them communicate their level of anxiety to others quickly and easily at various points throughout the day. Examples of this include a 5-point scale, zones of regulation chart, anxiety thermometer, emotion wheel or fan, or a signal card to show an adult if they're feeling overwhelmed. It's important for the pupil and staff to know what will happen when they use this. That is, what response the pupil can expect from adults and what adults can expect the pupil to do. Other forms of self-help for older pupils. Some older pupils may be signposted to resources and support that they can access independently. For example, self-help and psychoeducation guidance on leading mental health websites, apps, and helplines. Supporting materials. Supporting the plan, it can be helpful for the pupil and the parents and carers to have additional materials for their reference. For example, a personalised enhanced timetable that is colour-coded or annotated that includes all aspects of the school day, not just lessons, and possibly also the points at which they are seeing their parents, carers, and caregivers. Copies of seating plans in their classes and possibly also for assemblies. Maps, for example, of the school, including highlighted safe spaces and routes for journeys that can be taken to and from school. A sheet displaying the names and photographs of key adults. Self-care, self-help packs, for example, mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Cards with self-soothing ideas or a box with self-soothing items. And social stories or visual supports. Growth mindset. Our abilities are not fixed. They can grow and develop over time. This is known as growth mindset theory from Carol Dweck. Often pupils at risk of EBSA have a rigid narrative of themselves that they can't do things. It's important for pupils to hear the message that they can successfully use a range of wraparound and self-care strategies to manage their anxiety, attend school full-time, and gradually reduce risks of EBSA. Tips. Encourage the pupil to focus their attention on positive aspects of school instead of the negatives, that is, why they're finding it difficult to attend. Build up expectations in tiny steps that feel possible to achieve. Use honest and specific praise. Providing it's not too overwhelming, praise can increase the pupil's motivation to do something again. This should focus on effort, progress, and their qualities, for example, bravery and persistence. For example, instead of saying, "Well done, you stayed in school today," you could say, "I could see you taking 3 deep breaths, and you put on your headphones to block out the noise. You used the coping strategies we discussed. Great." Use of passes. Some pupils may also benefit from one or more passes, another form of reasonable adjustment. This is not appropriate or helpful for all pupils at risk of EBSA, and its purpose and potential use needs to be considered carefully. This includes a toilet pass, for using the toilet at a time when it's not normally allowed, or for using different toilets. Early leave pass or late entry pass, for leaving the lesson slightly early or arriving slightly later, for example to avoid school traffic. And time out pass, for taking time out of class to self-regulate and reset. Set parameters around this, for example, where the pupil goes. This may be just outside the classroom or a safe space. What the timeout is for example, a sensory break, to do breathing exercises if they feel they are experiencing a panic attack, etc. And for how long, for example, up to 5 minutes. Minor school day schedule adjustments. All pupils are entitled to a full-time education. Any adjustments to their school day must be considered exceptional and short-term. Considerations. If the pupil is at very significant risk of not attending school, it may be appropriate, in liaison with parents and carers, to consider a temporary and minor school day schedule adjustment. This could include, for example, a slightly later start or a slightly earlier leave time. The reasons for this, for example to avoid sensory overload, should be clear. Arrangements for issues such as missing work, homework setting, etc. should be in place. And there should be a clear incremental plan for helping the pupil to develop strategies to return to the normal school day schedule as soon as possible. Working in partnership with parents and carers. A joined-up approach with parents and carers, and for pupils to see this positive interaction with key staff, is crucial. It can help for parents and carers, and sometimes also other family members, to explicitly support and reinforce messages from key staff. Establish a set morning routine prior to school, as well as other routines as necessary, for example, drop-off arrangements. Reinforce and make use of some of the strategies we've discussed in this video, e.g. breathing, relaxation, and mindfulness techniques. Incorporate protected special time activities within the family. Access new or additional clubs and activities outside school. And engage with any local services for which referrals have been made with their consent. Supporting specific approaches at home. Talk with parents and carers about their approaches at home to support the work being undertaken in school. For example, they might acknowledge their child's anxiety with them, but not overly reassure or dismiss their feelings, accept their child's emotional experience of school, allow them to feel heard, and normalise their experience. Encourage and positively affirm the child when they go to school. Try to present a balanced view when talking about school and try to avoid any negative narratives about school. Have a consistent approach for saying goodbye to their child each morning. Provide a transitional object for their child to keep throughout the day, for example a photo or key ring. Try to set sleep routines. Put in place specific plans for Sunday evenings and Monday mornings. Create a visual planner for the week, including checklists for school equipment, drop-off arrangements, and what happens when they go into school, step by step. Have in place additional arrangements for when their child is returning to school from a holiday period. And establish reward system and contingency contracting, for example, a token economy, to positively reinforce particular efforts or behaviours. This is the end of this video. You can view more videos on this channel in the EBSA Essentials series.